نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فاعلم أن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said, follow the sunnah of the companions of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Indeed, Allah chose them to be the companion of His most beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As a Muslim community, I should say as a Muslim communities in the West, we should learn, dedicate time to understand, analyze, screen the reason that the companion of the Messenger of Allah became successful and we not as successful as they were. Everyone who is sitting here, if I'm not mistaken, came from a Muslim family. Parents are Muslim, siblings are Muslim, children are Muslim, friends Muslim, neighbors back home Muslim, everything Muslim. Yet we cannot see the light of success through the thickness of our ignorance about our deen. If you look and analyze the life of the Sahaba of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, did they come from Muslim families? No. Were they civilized? Doctors, engineers, educators? No. They came from darkness. They came from society that the strong would enslave the weak ones. Men would abuse women. Sons would marry the wives of their fathers. Fathers would sacrifice their sons for their idols. Parents would give up their children as slaves if they think they may bring them shame. Fathers used to bury their daughters alive. Total darkness. People of ignorance. No way that anyone can ever imagine, assume that one day this nation will transform and become completely something different. Now the messenger of Allah came and he saw this group of people, all of them losers in Islamic terms, because they used to drink until they no longer capable of seeing right from wrong, haqq from batil. They used to have cultures that even nowadays a lot of people would consider it unacceptable. Imagine at the time of Arab Quraysh, a man would say to his own wife, imagine this, subhanallah, a man would say to his own wife, so and so is intelligent, from a noble family, physically strong, he's a poet, he's a man, he's an eloquent in speech. I want you to go and sleep with him. And the moment that you get pregnant, come back so I can claim that child as mine. And what's acceptable? Acceptable. And then the messenger of Allah, he brought those people and he changed them, transformed them into a group of people who led the whole world. The whole world. Now, what did they do that made them so successful, to that extreme in only 23 years? I read and I studied the seerah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I don't think there's a book that is written about the seerah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that I did not read. And I came to the conclusion that the reason that these people became successful are almost, you can put them together in 6 points, 6 areas. And I won't be able to mention them all, but I will take 3 max. First, ikhlas, sincerity. They had sincerity in everything that they did. Everything. Sincerity when he was eating. And he would not just eat because he feels he needs to eat. No, he would eat because in his mind he said, Ya Allah, I'm eating this so I can be strong, so I can do jihad fi sabilillah, so I can be strong, so I can pray qiyam al-layl, so I can be strong, so I can earn for my family, so I can be fit, so I can pray salawat. His intention from halal, from mubah food, was not just to satisfy hunger, but to do it for the sake of Allah. And that's why once the Sahaba of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sitting in the masjid with him, and they saw this young man, well built, fit, strong, physically young man. And one of the Sahaba, he said, I wish that man used that strength fi sabilillah. So the Messenger of Allah, he said, if he's going out to take care of his elder family, parents, then he is fi sabilillah. Is he going out? If he's going out to take care of his children, his wife, then he is fi sabilillah. Is he going out to work so he won't ask people for money, then he is fi sabilillah. As long as the intention is for Allah, he is fi sabilillah. Now, us as a Muslim society, we have agendas. Everything that we do, we may not do it for Allah most of the time. Family gatherings, beautiful. Beautiful. But how many people will come and leave their home and say, you know, I'm going to go and listen to two lectures. I'm going to pray Salat al-Maghrib and Salat al-Isha in Jama'ah fi sabilillah. I'm going to be in the house of Allah. And how many of us will say, let the kids socialize. Let the women socialize. The sister will say, oh, so-and-so is there, and so-and-so is going. The brother. So the intention is not all for Allah. It's not all for Allah. And the moment that you even have fraction of someone else that is involved in this deed that you're doing, then Allah will say, I don't need it. I want 100% pure only for me. But the Sahaba were different. Everything that they did, it was for Allah. Everything. And if you read Surah Al-Mulk, which we all should read every night before we go to bed, because if you read every night before you go to bed, it will protect you from the punishment of the grave. In that surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He used a kalima. After He talked about the one who created all this, He said, to see ayyukum ahsanu amala. To see the one that Hasan, no. Ahsan, the best deed. Which one of you will perform the best deed? Not the most, not the largest in mass. No. Ahsan, which one of you would have pure sincerity? Al-Imam Al-Fudayl bin Iyad radiyallahu anhu wa rahimah, he said, it means akhlas wa aswab. It's all pure and it's all according to the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ahsan amala means it's pure for Allah and is on the path of the messenger of Allah. So the Sahaba radiyallahu anhum ajma'in, they had ikhlas. And Allah said in the Quran, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ. They were not created for any other purpose but to worship Allah with sincerity. When the Sahaba presented ikhlas and they brought it to the table, now here, at this point, they moved forward. Second thing that made them successful, the Sahaba of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sacrifice. What is sacrifice, ikhwati fillah? Sacrifice is to give up something that you like. Sacrifice is to give up something that you need, you want it, you desire, you need it. It should be part of your life, but you give up that for the sake of Allah. Sacrifice is not when you have $100 in your pocket and you give $5, that is not sacrifice. Sacrifice is you give all $100 when you know there is nothing at home. That is sacrifice. You know nothing in your account, nothing at home, you have nothing but $100, and you take that and say, Ya akhi, the masjid needs, Jazakum Allah khair. And you walk for it, that is sacrifice. Sacrifice is when you see someone at your team that is in need, and you know you had your breakfast. And in between, you went through the drive-through Tim Hortons, mashallah. And lunch, you had your lunch. And dinner. And then you say, Ya akhi, mashallah, $10. That's not sacrifice. That's left over. And if I give you my leftover, you will not eat it. If I give you this plate that I, took a bite from the chicken, a bite from the rice, and I give it to you, will you eat it? No, you will take it and, throw it in the garbage. We give Allah leftovers. Leftovers from your time and my time. Unless it's leftover from our income and earnings. Leftover from personal sacrifice, none. Everything that we give to Allah is leftovers. Whereas the Sahaba, everything best was for Allah. The best, everything was for Allah. Left over was for them. So in Sahih al-Bukhari, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam slaughtered a goat, and then he gave his wife Aisha radiallahu anha, and he said, okay, now I slaughtered it, the skin is out, now you cut it and see and give something to the neighbors. He comes back later sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he said, did you leave anything? Is anything left? She said, Ya Rasulullah, I gave away everything except this piece of meat for you. So the Messenger of Allah said, no, you kept everything else and you wasted this on us. Everything you give fi sabilillah, that will remain. But what you left for us, this is a waste. See, the Sahaba, they sacrificed everything. You can read, I can stand here wallahi until my feet are swelled, and I can tell you story after story, incident after incident. That Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sacrifice, and when they sacrifice, then they achieve success. Imagine if Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, imagine if he said, you know, I'm a businessman. I own 6 stores in the city of Mecca. Majority of them, they sell silk. I'm very comfortable in my life. Muhammad, your message is wonderful. We've been friends. Jazakallah khair. I'll be Muslim, but I'm not giving up my business. No. He sacrificed everything that he had to the last dinar and dirham. And when he sacrificed everything, he sacrificed his comfort, he sacrificed his time, he sacrificed his skills, because Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu was, mashallah, an expert in tribes of the Arab. So when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam goes and he meets with these people, Abu Bakr used to say, Ya Rasulullah, this type of people, they have this is what they're good at, this is what they don't like, this is what they like, and he would update the Messenger of Allah, and when the Messenger of Allah is talking to these people, he was well informed about them. He was the expert. He didn't say, Ya Rasulullah, listen, I went with you yesterday, and the day before yesterday, and the day before yesterday. Let me just earn some business for my kids. No, he sacrificed. And because of his sacrifice, you will never find the ulama, they categorize the Sahaba. This Sahabi, he was known for his jihad, for his courage, you know, for his strength. Hamza, Ali, Khalid, Dujana, list. Was Abu Bakr there? No. He was not on the list. On another list, they had Hufar, Zayd bin Thabit, Ubay bin Ka'b, Abdullah bin Mas'ud. And then, was Abu Bakr there? No. The other list, ulama? No. None of the list that the ulama, the Sahaba were known for, Abu Bakr was not in. He was not an alim, he was not a hafiz, he was not a man known for his strength and power, but he was the best of all prophets. Right after the messengers of the Prophet, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq on the list. Why? He sacrificed. He sacrificed. Remember when the famous story that every fundraiser uses, Abu Bakr came with all his wealth, Umar half of his wealth. Different. He sacrificed. And the day that you and I learn how to sacrifice, that is the day the face of Islam will change. But as long we do and we give Islam what we don't need, whether it's time or resource or any other thing, Islam will never change. The condition of Muslim will never change. Third, the Sahaba learned how to follow. We don't know how to follow. We don't. You want your opinion to be heard and be first. No objection. I want my opinion to be heard and be first. No objection. But the Sahaba, they learned differently. In Sahih al-Bukhari, Umar radiallahu anhu used to say, you know, learn before you lead. Learn how to follow before you lead. Us, we all want to be leaders. النبي صلى الله في صحيح البخاري ومسلم من حديث عبد الله بن عمرو, the messenger of Allah, Abdullah ibn Amr, the messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, على المسلم السمع والطاعة فيما أحب وكره. He said, for a Muslim must learn how to listen and follow. على السمع, he hears it and he obeys it. And you say, I only listen to the president, to the authority. No. In every air circle, there is an Amir. See, right now, you are the husband, for example. The husband is the Amir of the house. Wife, children, and anyone under that must learn how to obey the Amir of the house. Must learn. If they don't learn, and if they don't obey, then disobeying the messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And you must learn how to obey the authority of your community. If the Amir, by the way, a lot of you do not understand this, or a lot of Muslims do not understand this. If the Amir of the community, al-Nabawiyya perhaps, if the Amir says to this brother, listen, I want you to clean the snow around the building. He has no choice but to obey. He has no choice. If he says to the other, I want you to go and clean the bathrooms, say, hey, listen, don't you know? Have you never read my name? There's a D-R dot before it. I'm a doctor. How could you send me to the washroom? No, they must obey. And if they don't obey, they are sinners. Everyone, when the Amir says, do it, why? Because the hadith says, in ta'a, in goodness. But if the Amir is telling you to do haram thing, then you don't obey. When, as all of you are aware of, when Amr ibn As, he was first class enemy of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was first class enemy. He's the man that the Quraysh chose him to retreat and to bring the Abyssinian, the Muslims who made hijrah to Abyssinia. And they say, no, you go bring them so we can kill the rest and torture them. No. When he became a Muslim, when he was accepting Islam, when he became a Muslim, as soon as he became a Muslim, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam appointed him to lead a group of mujahideen fi sabilillah. But under his leadership, the guy just accepted Islam. Not much of Quran, not much of fiqh, not much of experience. He just accepted Islam. And the Messenger of Allah said to him, you the Amir, you go and lead. Under him is the people who accepted Islam first. See, Amr ibn As killed the Sahaba in the Battle of Uhud. Now the people that he killed, the sons and fathers and cousins, now they are under him, including Umar and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. So in the morning for Salat al-Fajr, he comes to the mihrab and he says, Istaw, however, he says, straighten your lines, however, you know, last night when I slept, I got up this morning in the state of janaba. And I know I should take ghusl, but I'm not going to take ghusl. I'm just going to make tayammum and lead you in salah. Umar bin Khattab, he said, are you impure? You didn't take a ghusl. You still in the state of janaba. He said, I'm leading. He raised his hand. Umar grabbed him from the back and he threw him 2 miles away from the mihrab. And he said, out of the mihrab, you're impure, go make a ghusl. He comes back and he says, no, no, no. I'm the Amir, I'm the Imam. I'm the Amir, I'm the Imam. Umar bin Khattab, he wanted to beat him up, knock him out unconscious. But Abu Bakr said, wait a second. Wait a second. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam appointed him over us. Over me who was first Muslim. Over you, Umar bin Khattab. Over the Muhajirin. Over the people that he killed, his cousins and brothers and fathers. So we should learn how to listen and obey. So then Umar, he filed behind the Imam and he prayed behind the Imam who did not make a ghusl for janab. Because Abu Bakr reminded him, you must learn how to follow. You must learn how to obey. Muslims do not follow, and we all want to be leaders. And because we all want to be leaders, everybody wants to come to the podium, and he wants, to be nominated, and he's putting his name for president or treasurer or secretary and all this. And Islamically, it's even haram for you to nominate yourself. It's un-Islamic for you to nominate yourself. And that's why Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when 2 Sahaba said, Ya Rasulullah, use us, we're ready to serve. He said, no, we don't give jobs for those who ask for it. We select them, we choose them. It's not like, don't you see my extensive experience? I was the chairman of this, I was the president of this, I'm qualified to be. No. Islamically, the community should come after you, pick you from your house, and say, we want you to lead. We want you to lead. Unless in a certain situation, which is not applicable in the West, or in the Muslim community. This is 3 things that I wanted to mention. Inshallah, perhaps maybe other times we can come back. But if we as Muslim community, if we just implement these 3 things, just implement them, learn them, see if we can follow, learn how to sacrifice, how to have intention with everything, sacrifice, and learn to follow, I guarantee you Muslim communities will have different faiths and different approach in everything and every aspect. And perhaps they can succeed like the Sahaba of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is what I have to say. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Questions?